Let me show you the exact moment that separates high-value men from everyone else. It's not when they succeed. It's not when they win. It's that immediate moment right after they get rejected, that split second when most men collapse, retreat, or lash out. High-value men do one specific thing, one move, and this single response changes everything, not just about that rejection, but about every rejection that follows, and frankly, about their entire romantic future. Today, I'm giving you that move, the psychological reset that high-value men execute instinctively, the one thing that turns rejection from an ending into a beginning. First, let's look at what happens to most men in that immediate post-rejection moment. Their brain goes into one of three modes. The pleading mode. Wait, let me explain. Maybe if I just... The retreat mode. Complete shutdown. Disappears. Goes dark. The resentment mode. Gets angry. Blames her. Makes her the villain. All three are different versions of the same thing. Ego injury response. The rejection hurt their self-image, and they're reacting from that pain. But here's what high-value men understand that changes everything. Rejection isn't about your worth. It's about compatibility. Before I give you the exact move, you need to understand the mindset behind it. High-value men view rejection through a different lens. They see it as information, not judgment. As direction, not destruction. As a filter, not a failure. When she says no, they hear, not for me, not, you're not good enough. This distinction is everything, because if rejection is about your worth, you must defend, explain, or escape. But if rejection is about compatibility, you can simply accept. The one move. Here it is, the exact thing high-value men do right after rejection. They accept it with grace and immediately redirect their energy forward. Let me break down what this actually looks like in practice. Step 1. The graceful acceptance. The moment the no comes, whether it's after asking for a number, after a date, after months of dating, they respond with one sentence. Just one. I understand. I appreciate your honesty. That's it. No follow-up questions, no negotiating. No, can we at least be friends? No drama. This does three powerful things. It demonstrates emotional maturity. It preserves your dignity. It actually makes her question her decision because it's so unexpected. Step 2. The immediate redirection. Within the next 60 seconds, literally, they do something that moves their life forward. Not symbolically. Actually, they might. Text a friend to make plans. Open a book they've been meaning to read. Start planning their next workout. Make a business call they've been putting off. Simply continue whatever they were doing before the interaction. The key is, they don't pause their life. They don't stop their momentum. They don't give the rejection emotional real estate. This move works because it fights three psychological enemies of post-rejection recovery. Rumination. That obsessive replaying of what went wrong, validation seeking, the urge to prove your worth elsewhere, immediately, identity collapse, the feeling that, if she doesn't want me, I must be worthless. By accepting gracefully, you prevent rumination. There's nothing to analyze. By redirecting immediately, you prevent validation seeking. You're already moving towards something meaningful. And by not making it about your worth, you prevent identity collapse. When you execute this move, you broadcast several powerful messages. To her, if she's watching, my sense of self isn't determined by your opinion of me. To yourself, my mission continues regardless of who joins or leaves it. To the universe, I'm too focused on building to be derailed by setbacks. The alternative paths and why they fail. Let's look at what happens if you don't do this. If you plead, you teach her that your boundaries are negotiable. You teach yourself that your worth needs her validation. If you retreat, you teach her that rejection destroys you. You teach yourself that avoidance is safety. If you resent, you teach her she dodged a bullet. You teach yourself that women are adversaries. All three paths make future rejections harder and future success less likely. Here's the secret benefit of this move. It changes how you approach future attempts. When you know you have a graceful exit strategy, when you know exactly what you'll do if she says no, you approach with more confidence. You're less needy, less outcome dependent, because you're not thinking, please say yes. You're thinking, either way, I know exactly what comes next. That slight shift in mindset makes you more attractive. It makes you calmer. It makes rejection less scary because you've already planned your response. You don't wait until rejection happens to develop this skill. You practice it now. Visualize the scenario. Imagine getting rejected. See yourself responding with grace. See yourself immediately redirecting. Have your one-line response ready. I understand. I appreciate your honesty. Memorize it. Have a redirection plan. Know exactly what you'll do next. A specific task, a specific call, a specific activity. Rehearse the sequence. Rejection, graceful response, immediate redirection. When you've rehearsed this, it becomes automatic. It becomes who you are, not just what you do. High-value men understand something fundamental. Rejection is the universe's filtering system. It's removing people who aren't right for you from your path. It's saving you time. It's saving you heartache. It's clearing space for what actually fits. Every no you get is bringing you closer to the right yes, but only if you don't get stuck on the no. Right after rejection, high-value men consciously think one specific thought: her loss. My momentum continues. Not arrogantly, not resentfully, just factually. They don't mean, she's missing out on how great I am. They mean, she's choosing what's right for her, and I'll continue pursuing what's right for me. This thought instantly resets the emotional impact. It transforms rejection from personal failure into mutual mismatch. After a first date rejection, thanks for letting me know. Best of luck. Immediately call a friend to make weekend plans. After a long-term breakup, I understand. I wish you well. Immediately schedule a trip you've been putting off. After a cold approach rejection, no problem. Have a great day. Immediately continue walking to your actual destination. The pattern is identical: graceful acceptance, immediate forward motion. When you handle rejection this way, something interesting happens. Women notice. Not necessarily the woman who rejected you, though sometimes she does. Other women. They see how you handle setbacks. They see your resilience. They see that your confidence isn't dependent on their approval. And that's incredibly attractive. Your new default setting. Starting today, program this sequence into your nervous system. Rejection. I understand. I appreciate your honesty. Do the next thing that moves your life forward. That's it. That's the entire system. Here is the final reality. High-value men don't avoid rejection. They don't fear it. They expect it. They understand it's part of the process, part of the game. What makes them high value isn't that they never get rejected. It's how they respond when they do. They don't let a no from someone else become a no to themselves. They don't let one person's opinion become their reality. They thank the rejection for the clarity. They appreciate it for the time it saves them. And then, immediately, they return to building the life that matters to them. Because at the end of the day, your life isn't about who rejects you. It's about what you're building. And high-value men are too busy building to be stopped by a single no. They understand. Rejection isn't the end of your story. How you respond to it is the beginning of your next chapter. And they always choose to turn the page. 2 things before you go. First, hit like right now if you've ever handled rejection poorly and wish you'd known this earlier. Second, comment next chapter below as your commitment to handle the next rejection this way. I'll be checking these comments. Subscribe for more psychology-based approaches. And remember, your response to rejection defines you more than the rejection itself. Choose to define yourself well.